Hello students, in this session we'll see how to make functions in a different way. In our previous classes we saw that how we can make simple functions like this. You can see these functions. We have static void sum function, then whatever to be done is given here, prod function, whatever to be done is given here, division function and subtract function. Look at the way they are defined. Look at this. Look at this. Static, void, void. The name is changed. Okay, this thing means the definition is same. All are same type of function. Type of function. How many types of functions are there? There are few types of functions. I'll tell you what are their types, but before that, I'd like to tell you something. And after understanding those things, you'll be able to easily differentiate between different types of functions. So in this case, we have chosen only one type of function, and you can see the similarity among them. All are defined in the same way, only name is different. So now we'll see some other kind of functions and their usefulness. So since we have to import, input, so import java.util.asterisk or scanner you can write. Now, and yes, one more thing I would like to add here, that start thinking. If some problem is given, if some question is given, then you have to think that what we have to do. Okay, I will discuss about this in my next class, how to think. But before this, let me give you some skills, and that will help you to think. As the rule, I've given a name, fun argue. Why I have given this name? It will be clear. Fun argue. Functions with arguments. This is the thing. Now let us think of something. Let us begin this from here. Suppose I want to find or I want to make a function that will tell us the area of a rectangle. We'll take simple things to learn. I want a function that will tell me the area of a rectangle, and the only thing that I need to provide to that function will be the length and the breadth. Most of you might think that it is very easy program. What to do in there? Length and breadth is given, then I can also do. Yes, you can also do. But what I said, we will be taking simple examples, and through those simple examples, we will first learn, and then we will go for the solution for the complicated ones also. So the scenario here is, suppose I want, or a problem is given to find the area of a rectangle and area of a circle, okay, and area of a triangle, okay, fine. So we have to find area of three enclosed figures, but the criteria is we do not have to write a simple program in every code in a main function. We have to make different functions for them. Now let me start with a function. We'll start with a simple function as it was there in the last class, and then we will see how we can make change. So initially we'll find area of two objects, area of rectangle and area of circle. So of course you must know the formula to get the area of the rectangle as well as the circle, and probably you might be knowing the formula. I'll tell you now. So as per this system, means how to make a function in a simple way. First we write void. First we write static. If you are making if you are doing procedural programming, then static void area of rectangle. This is the name of function, and this. Then what? we need to input length and breadth, of course. So we need to create a variable intl and intb. And since we have to input from the user, okay. So of course, scanner in equals new scanner system dot in. This has to be written. Why this has to be written? If you want to input, what's the logic behind it? Don't go behind the logic. Just try to understand at this stage. Now what? A message. Enter length and breadth for area of rectangle. Any message you can give. Now what? L equals in dot next int. These things should become very familiar to you. So not say that, sir, I'm facing problem in these things. And if really you're facing problem, then there is a lack of practice. Now we have length and breadth. Then what? Area equals L into B. Okay. We have already seen these things, but what's new in this? Let me tell you what's new in this. First, let us make only one function. Huh? Rest will understand. Now what? Main function. What we have to do in main function? Nothing. You just have to call that area of rectangle. That's it. Game over. Only this much? Yes, this much only. Let us try to understand this. There is a name of class, one argument. Why this is there, I'll tell you. I'm just defining a simple function, area of rectangle. What will happen when this function will be called? These two variables will be first created in the RAM, then one object will be created, then a message will be displayed, and then the input will be taken to L and then into B, and then another variable is getting created. The name is AR, which will have this value, the length and breadth, which is the formula for getting the area of rectangle. Yes. Now I'm displaying the value of AR. That's it. And then after encountering this curly brace, it will go back here. And what is there after this? Nothing. So let us save it. And yes, I just reminded, one question was there to write the steps, how to compile, but it's okay. So first we go to the drive where the file is there, E drive. Then we go to the folder. This is the name of folder. We can see the locations. Look at the mouse pointer. This tells the location of the file, where that file exists. Now we are in the same location. Press dir to see the list of files and folders here. So this is our file, which is created at this time. So you already know these things. Let us compile this. And as I said that how this program will run, and now most of you also understand that how this is working. This is the area. Okay. Now let us make some change in the program. Round one. Why I have written round one? I just want to show you that one function can be called any number of times. Just copy it, paste it. Once again, paste it. round 2, round 3. Now what? How this program is now redesigned? In main function, this function message will come and then AOR will be called. Then again, this message will be displayed and this function will be again called. And this is how we are calling it 3 times. This function is being called 3 times. With this example, you have to understand that we may call any function any number of times. But once you have made a change, you need to recompile it and then run it. Why I'm repeating these things? So that the things should go in your mind properly. This is the reason behind the repeating the things again and again. This kind of video may help to all kind of students, those who are smart, sharp, and those who have a problem in. So look, round 1, just show the area. Then round 2, again, this function is called another set of data. This is the area. Then for the third round, give the another set of data. So this is how this program is working. Look, round 1, because of this. These all happened because the function was called. Then round 2, why it is happening now, you can understand this is because of the function called. This round 3, and this is because of the function called. So dear students, I hope that at least this point is clear because this has been already discussed in our previous 2-3 videos. So what's the new in it? Nothing is new in it right now. Now there will be something new. So look at this. This is called parenthesis, and this contains the list of arguments. Now here comes this argument. What is argument? Do not go for its literal meaning. He's arguing with me, is doing argument with them. That's not that argument. Here argument means the data over which this function will work. As I had told you about functions, that if suppose you have a mixer grinder at home, what do? You put some data in it, you put some spices to be grinded in it, and then you start the function and then it grinds and gives you the result. So that data we provide here. How? That's what I'll show you. In this case, in this function right now, what is there? We have not provided any data to this function. It means that it has no argument. What does this mean? It has no argument. Okay. So no arguments means what? No argument. It has no argument. Then from where does it get data? The data itself is getting inputted in the function itself and the work is getting done. But let us remove these lines. What we have done, we had created 2 variables and we had removed the sequence of input and all. Let us see what we have removed. Creation of variables and this and this I have removed. Actually, I'm cutting it because I have to paste it somewhere else. Right now, this function looks like this. LNB, but where is LNB? So let us not let us see something what I'm trying to do. Here we'll give the argument. Here we'll define L and int B. Look, here we can give any number of arguments. In this case, we are providing 2 arguments. And this is very important point to listen. Earlier, we had made programs which had no arguments. Now we are learning how to make programs having arguments in them. So this is how we can have arguments. Now, what is the use of argument, how it works, everything will be explained. So don't worry, just to watch, focus, be focused. How many arguments it has? It has 2 arguments. First one is this intl. This is the data type. You can have any type of data, float, double, long, whatever you have learned so far. This is the another argument. Now, one thing most of you get confused is, sir, both are of same type, intl as well as intb. So can I write like this, intl comma b? Still, it has 2 arguments, 2 data to get work with. The answer is no. You cannot write like this. for every argument, you have to specify the data type, even if they are of same data type. This is a rule, and don't get involved in rule and these things. Just see how to data. What is the utility of to data? We'll see. Now this L and this P. Oh, I forgot one more thing. Let me reset the things once again. I used Control Z to reset the things. What I had to do, I had to remove everything, even this. Oh, now this program became very short. Yes, this function is now it's become short. Now what? Two arguments to be provided. Look, we are using this L and B. There should be existence of L and B. No? So this way, the existence is also getting there, and something more useful is there that you will see this right now. And let us just remove this 3 rounds and 4 rounds. Let it be only 1 round. But remove this also. Now let us save it and compile it. A lot of errors will be there. Look, errors are there. Now why the errors are coming? Let us. The first thing is, earlier this AOR function was of different type, was having no argument, but now it has argument. That definition is different. So the way it will be called will be also different. We need to provide data. How? Look, 5, 7. Now, since this function is now designed, I have changed this function. I could have made another function also, but I have made change in the same function. Earlier, the function was designed for having no arguments, but now it is designed to have 2 arguments, 2 integer arguments. So in order to call this function, we'll have to provide 2 integer arguments, 5 and 7. Now save it. Now go for its compilation. This time there is no error. Why not? I'll tell you everything. First, run this. Area 35. Wow. Can we get area like this? Yes. Area of rectangle, any number. Save it, compile it, run it. Area. Wow. So can it be run like this? Yes. Now what will happen if you write like this without argument? So let us see what happens. Look, read it carefully. Fun argument Java 15. This is the line number 15. What is in the line number 15? You see, this is the line number 15. What it tells? Method AOR in class funargu cannot be applied to given types because the AOR function is not of this type. It requires 2 int argument. Look how clearly the compiler is telling you. Found no argument. It required 2 argument but found no argument. Reason? Actual and found listed different in length and error. So it's in simple words, it's telling you that this function contains 2 arguments at the design time, so it need 2 arguments. In these 2 cases, there was no problem because we were providing, but in this case, so the sake of testing, what happens? I have not provided anything, so these errors are coming. So how can we resolve it? We can simply resolve it by providing 2 integer data. Now save it. And see it. Now it's working. Now what will happen if we'll provide other than integer? Let us provide like this. Now it has become float or double. So now let us compile. Look, again it has problem. Incompatible types. Incompatible means they are not compatible. They are not same. Why? Because at the design time, I have designed this function as a programmer. I have designed this function to accept integer. But here we are providing double. Means the engine is designed to accept a petrol and mobile. But I'm putting kerosene, a different type of things. So how the engine will work, and that's what it is telling. Incompatible type, possible loss of conversion, double to int. You are providing double data, so you can't do like this. You have to give same type of data, and that's why we have to provide integer. And you know the range of integer, and between the range of the integer you can give any data. So here we are providing direct constants, constant numbers we are providing. What we can do? We can do this. Look at this code. This was the code which was there. Now what we are doing, we are creating variables and we are inputting. And this time, what we can do, let us remove it from here. And look, main function, when main function will start, two variables will be created. Then inputting setting will be created. Then this message will be created. Then input will be asked. One will go to L and B. And now what we can do? We can give L here and B here. Yeah, can variables can be given also? Yes, this is the good thing about it. Now let us compile this. It's okay. Now run this. Now the execution starts from the main function. Earlier this inputting was there in the function itself, but now it is there in the main function, and the thing is same. Two variables created and asking for the number. So put the number 7 and 8. The 7 will go to L and the 8 will go to B. And what? This L and B is passed on to this L and B, and then the work is done. Yes, this is passed. When we provide any data, 5 and 6 was given here earlier. So the value of L, it is passed here. The value is passed to these variables. So again, one more question could be, is it necessary to give the same name? No, not at all. Let us give another variable, X and Y. Here also we have to make change, X and Y. Anything you can give. But yes, here also X and Y have to be given. Save it. Four and 5. What will happen? The 4 will go to the variable X and 5 will go to the variable Y. And this, the value of X will be passed to L and value of Y will be passed to B. This is what happens. And then this is how the work is done. So, wow, it's a nice way. Yes, it's a nice way. Can we input any more time? Of course you can input. Just copy this code, paste it here, and call this function again. Copy paste. Save it, run it. What will happen? Look what will happen. Before executing, let me tell you, and you should be also very familiar, or you must know what is going to happen. First, the execution starts from the main function. These two variables will be created, then this will be created, then this message will come, value will input will go to X, the second value will input will go to Y, then this will be called, and what will happen when this will be called? The value of whatever the value of X will be passed to L, and whatever the value of Y will be passed to B. And this is what will happen with L and B. L into B will happen, and then the area's value will be displayed because the product of this L and B is going to area, AR variable. Now after this, the same thing will be repeated. And 2 times it will ask for the data, and 2 times it will display the area of. So see, length and breadth, this time let us give 70 and 90. And again, it is asking because this line of code is now executing. Again, you give any data like 6 and 3. So you can easily see, dear students, how we can pass arguments to the function. But you have to remember one thing, that whatever type of argument is given, the same type you have to provide. And still the number of arguments should be also same. Same means if I'll provide 1 argument, then what will happen? Let us have a look. Then also error. Keep 1 argument is there. So you have to provide the same type of data as well as the same number of the arguments. So thank you, dear students. We'll see something new in the next video. Thank you.